Hello everyone, it is Kayla and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Thank you so much for stopping by to check out this video. Happy 2026. Happy New Year. We are finally in a new year. We made it through 2025. Can y'all believe that? There were times I thought I wasn't gonna make it, but by the grace of God, we have made it to a new year. I am super excited. I'm excited to have a fresh start, a clean slate. I'm excited for all the content that I'm gonna be filming this year for this channel. I'm excited for all the books I'm gonna be reading this year. I'm just happy to like have a fresh start. I hope the new year has been treating you guys well so far. Let me know in the comments down below what you're excited for this new year. Cheers to, you know, starting fresh and new beginnings. All right, so as you guys can tell by the title, we are going to be doing my 5-star reads of 2025. I have 5 books to share with you guys. Hopefully some of these books you guys haven't heard of so that you guys can get new recommendations from me. My kind of reading genre, I normally stick to like fantasy, romantasy, romance. I like those types of books, so that's a lot of what I'm going to be sharing in this video. So if those genres are ones that you also like, hopefully you will find a book within the 5 that I'm going to share that might tickle your fancy. So without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, so starting off with the first book, this is Act Your Age, Eve Brown by TALIA HIBBERT. This is a part of a series of 3 books, I believe. This is actually the 3rd book in the series. My cousin introduced me to this book. She said that I could read the books as standalone, so that is why I started off with the 3rd book, but I am definitely going to pick up the other 2 books because I absolutely loved this. It was so freaking good, hence why it's in my 5-star reads category. It's basically a grumpy sunshine situation. The girl is the sunshine, the guy is grumpy. She is someone who has like 1,000 different jobs. The last job that she does is like a party event planning business, but there's something that happens at the party where she's kind of like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, and she tells her parents like, I am not doing this anymore, I'm done. And they're kind of like, you can never make up your mind. They're telling her like she needs to grow up, and it hurts her feelings so bad to the point where she runs away from home. She doesn't tell anybody where she's going, and she ends up in this little cute, cozy, cottagey kind of town where she walks into an inn, and the inn is actually hiring for a chef. So she does an interview, she gets the job and then things just kind of take off from there. The person who owns the inn is this really kind of grumpy, strict guy. He's very by the books. He does things to a T. He follows the rules, and she is the complete opposite of him. And he has never met anybody like her, and they clash at first, but then over time they start to gradually form a relationship, and it's just so good. Like, it's just so, it was one of those books where I read and I was like, I did not expect to like this book as much as I did. I would read this book again. And also, let me just say, the spicy scenes in this book, they're spicy. It's not anything crazy, but it will make your heart flutter. It's definitely gonna make your heart flutter, and you're gonna be kicking your feet and giggling. So I just wanted to give you guys that warning. If anybody is deciding to read this book, it does have some spicy scenes in it, but it's definitely worth the read. I absolutely loved this book. The next book I have here is The Secret Society of Irregular Witches by SANGU MANDANNA. I definitely talked about this book before in a reading vlog, I feel like. I love this book so much. It was so good. It brought me to tears. Like, it's just such a cute and cozy little read. When I'm reading this book, there's a sense of like founded family. You don't have a family, but you create a family of your own. That's what it's giving. It was just so cute. It was so cute. It was very touching. I just loved it. And the little kids in this book are so adorable and so funny. There were different elements in it that just made it the perfect kind of cozy read. I also consider this a palate cleanser. Like, if you've been reading very heavy stuff or anything that has like thriller or horror, this is like a really, really good palate cleanser because it will make you feel kind of safe and cozy. This book is basically about this girl who gets propositioned to come and teach at this estate where there's a bunch of young girls who are also witches, and she is being propositioned to teach them magic. But the funny thing is, nobody really knew that she was a witch. I mean, she was posting videos online, but she was doing doing it as a joke. She didn't think anybody was taking her seriously until this one guy sees her videos and he can tell that she's a witch for real. He propositions her to come and teach magic to these 3 young witches, and that's when things kind of, you know, start to form with the story. She kind of was hesitant at first, but then she agrees and she goes to teach them, and there's a guy there who runs the library who does not like her. Okay, he does not like her one bit, but over time she starts to grow on him, and then one of the kids doesn't like her, and then over time she starts to grow on one of the kids. It's just really cute. Like, it was really cute. I feel like a lot of the times with different books that I'm reading, it also depends on like the time that I'm reading it in, my environment, how I'm feeling. I feel like during that time I was really struggling a lot mentally, and this book kind of helped me through those struggles. So yeah, this book definitely holds a special place in my heart. The next book I have is The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door by H.G. Parry. Now, this was a new genre for me. This is very much giving dark academia, it's giving fantasy, but with a little hint of realism thrown in there. This book takes place after the war. The main character, her brother actually went to war and he came back and something happened to him, and then the whole premise of the story is her trying to figure out a way to fix what has happened to him. So she goes to this college, I believe it's like Oxford or something like that, some big college in the UK she gets accepted to, and she goes to the school. While she's there, she's learning about fairies and curses, and she's trying to figure out ways that she can help her brother. I think I probably kind of spoiled it for you guys just now by what I said. You guys can kind of read between the lines, but I'm not going to say directly what's happening just in case you guys want to read this. But yeah, she ends up, you know, making friends and building a community there. It goes through kind of like phases. So it starts off when they're at the college, and then the next part would be when they're grown up and it's been a couple of years and, you know, something huge. I cannot tell you guys about this book without giving it away, but it was really good. It was really good. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It is a bit of a chunker. I think I already said that I try not to read books that are more than 400 pages, and this is 456 pages. So it was a bit of a chunky book for me, but I got through it. I did have to take breaks in between, but I got through it. This is my first time reading a book by H.G. Parry as well. I think I will definitely pick up more books from her. I think she has a book about a magician or something like that. So I think I'm gonna try to add that to my TBR for this year because I do really like the writing style or the way she writes. So yeah, this was my third 5-star read. My fourth 5-star read, I actually don't have it physically because I read it on my Kindle, but I do plan to buy the physical copy because I just absolutely loved it and I want to have a physical copy of it in my collection. But it was The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson. That book, when I tell y'all that book took me on the wildest ride of my life. It was insane, but in like the best way possible. I have never read a book like that before. And the funny thing about that book is that I read that book right after I read The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door. So I had two 5-star books back to back. And I was like, you know what? I feel so lucky. We're gonna keep the ball rolling. It did not end up rolling the way I wanted it to roll. I did not read another 5-star book after that for a while at least, but it's fine. I just thought it was funny that I read two books that are kind of very like scholar centered and they ended up both being 5-star books for me. But yeah, I read The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson. That book is insane. It is so good. You can't even begin to imagine the plot twist in this book. Like, even when I was reading it and I thought, okay, this is predictable. I know exactly how the story is going to go. I know how it's going to end. I was wrong every single time. Every time that I thought I had the plot and the ending down, I was wrong. I was wrong. It's basically about this girl who majority of her life she's been spent going to predominantly white schools. She's been around white students, white peers her whole entire life until college where she decides to go to a HBCU. Her parents are not happy about that, but she goes anyways because her brother previously went there and she was kind of wanting to follow in her brother's footsteps. At least that's what I thought until I read further in, and it turns out her brother was actually murdered there and she wanted to figure out how he was murdered. So it's a whole thing. There are so many twists and turns. You have to really lock in. If you're reading that book, you cannot read any other book. You have to solely focus on that book because you will get confused. It can bring you to confusion. Okay, so if you're going to read that book, solely focus on that book, and I promise you, you will not regret it. There are parts where it's kind of infuriating. I'm not going to tell you guys why, because I don't want it to deter you away from reading it, because I truly believe it is worth the read. But there is a specific character in this book who will make you want to rip your hair out, okay? But once you get past him, I mean, I will say it is kind of hard to get past him because he ends up being like one of the main characters in this book, but it will all make sense once you get to the end. So definitely check that book out if you haven't. I couldn't recommend it more. It is so good. All right, last book I have. You guys already know the deal, okay? I definitely talked about this book before. I think I talked about this book actually in my last reading vlog. This is Heavenly Bodies by IMANI. Y'all, you guys know this book brought me to tears. When I tell you tears, I was boo-hoo bawling. I love this book so much. It means everything to me. Okay, I know that sounds dramatic, but it's the truth. This book means everything to me. It is so stinking good. I think the reason why I love this book as much as I do, not only is it a good book and it's a 5-star read, but I also read this book with my family. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. I'm in a book club with my sister and my 2 cousins, and this was our book club read for November, December, and we all absolutely loved this book. So we have never bonded more than we have over this freaking book. This is basically about a girl or princess who gets kidnapped and is taken to her enemy's kingdom. The enemy wants to use her as a weapon to do something very crazy, so they basically take her there. They have her trained as a weapon, and it's just like this whole thing. Like I can't get into it, but the thing that you guys have to really lock in with is the enemies to lovers trope, okay? The enemies to lovers trope is very prevalent in this book, and it's delicious. I ate it up. When I tell you I ate it up, I ate it up. It was so good, so good. If there's one book in the 5 that I've mentioned that I think you should read, it's this one. You have to read this book. If you have not read it yet, read it now, get it now, read it now. It is so good. Now, I will say this is very much a romantasy. If you are someone who does not like fantasy romance book, you're not gonna like this. This is not gonna be for you. But if you are a lover of mystical, magical, fantasy romance, you're going to love it. You are going to love it. So definitely try and get this book. It's just worth it. It's just so good. I love this book so much. I can't say enough good things about it. So all right, everyone, those are all my 5-star reads of 2025. I loved every single one of those books that I just mentioned. As you guys can probably tell though, Heavenly Bodies has to be my favorite of the 5. It was just so good. I cannot wait to read the second one. I definitely recommend you guys try and read Heavenly Bodies if you haven't already. It's just such a good book, and it's definitely worth the read. I'm gonna end the video here. Before I go, I want to ask you guys to please tell me what 5-star books you read in 2025. And I want to also tell you guys Happy New Year. I hope this year brings you nothing but good things. I hope you get everything that you dreamed of this year, and I hope that this year is full of love, happiness, and good books. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more bookish content from me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also follow me on Instagram and Threads. I post a lot on those 2 platforms, so definitely follow me on there if you want to keep up to all the bookish things that I'm doing. And that is going to be it for this video. Again, I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.